Hello, welcome to Plan Through the Geeks. This is a first look video at the Imperial Knight and the data cards. It's a couple of days late because my friend who ordered it via the Games Workshop mail order, and it's taken till today to come. So
today being Monday.
Which if he'd ordered it from the Games Workshop store, it would have come on Saturday, or from an independent retailer, it would have come on Saturday. But
because he ordered it to his address, it came today.
Yes. I remember the old days when... I remember it was all fields, but I remember the old days when you used to do Games Workshop order, you used to get it early. Remember that? But that's scared now of people getting stuff early. They obviously don't dispatch it in time.
No, I mean it's pointless like ordering it to your house on pre-order day when you're not going to get it till a couple of days after. You might as well just hold on and hope you can get it in store. So, yeah, it seems rather pointless.
Yeah, so my advice to anyone is not to pre-order from the mail order and get it from your local store. Support your local retailer, be it the bricks and mortar Games Workshop or an independent retailer. I would.
Yeah.
I do. I will be doing. So, data cards. Anyway, enough complaining. What do you get with the data cards? Well, you get the usual cards, I believe. I'm going to turn this upside down actually. There we go. So you get your usual cards. There you go. Tactical objectives. And then you get the big cards. This time the big cards are actually the heirlooms. Not psychic powers or anything, so they're moderately useful. But I'll probably run in one of the... If I get 5 knights, I'll probably run one of the formations that allows you to take an heirloom with each knight. Which people may have already seen, especially since this is a pretty late video. But I thought I'd do it anyway, just for completeness. I've done all the others so far. So let's have a look at the actual Codex. So I've got the Knight logo at the beginning, and some nice pictures of the knights. There we go. We have the history of the knights as well. A bit like the previous Codex. I've not seen anything I haven't read before about knights yet, though I haven't had a proper look through this. I'll be having a look through later on before I hand it back. There is some more disaster recovery. It's probably about the beginnings of the night, where they all got lost basically, apart from the ones on Mars. And then forces in the Imperium. Got a cool map here with all the stuff, a bit like in the previous Codex, though we did get a map in that as well. It's only a year ago, that's why I keep referencing it. We've got the structures of an Imperial Knights at War and a Mechanicus Knights at War, and the differences between them and the similarities as well. It was a pretty nice thing to see, you know, so you can structure it how you want. House Cadmus is actually run by a Baron, I know that from the background, even though that says High King. It's Baron Roland, isn't it?
I believe it is, yeah.
It's a while since I read the book. But I was going to get one of the Forge World Knight, the Lancer Knights for him, to represent him. So normally you'd be led by a High King or a Princeps, and then everyone else is below that. So we have a timeline, as per usual, with a few little cool things in there. I'll have a quick look at a few of them. I need to look at the rest before I hand this back as well. But there we go. I will get myself a Codex eventually, but yeah. So we've got the Knight's Errant and the Knight's Warden. There you go. See that on there. There's plenty of information about them. Some of it's probably been in White Dwarf. That's why I'm not spending too long looking at them. A lot of us have seen a lot of the background information on these guys anyway. The Knight's Gallant being the most interesting of the new lot, I think. The fact they've got 2 close combat weapons. I like that. Knight's Crusader. And then we go through the different colours of the houses and stuff. Again, this was in the previous Codex and the Imperial Knights add-on book, which I do have. And it goes through a lot of House Terran and Raven, which still seem to be the main 2, in the book at least. There's a lot of them. Then House Cadmus, yay. Obviously the new box art is based on him. We've got Malcolm the Beast Killer, and William the Bloody Broadsword. Kind of similar to the ones that I based my other teammates on. So you only get 2 pages of House Cadmus, yes sir. And then we're on to House Griffith. And Hawkshroud and Moortown. There we go. With Geralt from The Witcher 3. And the Mechanicus aligned heraldry. Again, it shows you this. And this is nothing we haven't seen before. I think with it being so close together since the last one was released, a lot of the materials repeated. House Raven, again, the predominant Mechanicus house. Even though the box art, again, shows Tyrannus. So more Raven. And then we've got House Volker, House Tyrannus.
Yay!
There they are. But if you haven't got the first Knight Codex, this is obviously awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff in this.
I think there's a lot more in this one than there is in the last one.
It's a thicker codex.
Extended, I take it.
It is a thicker codex.
Yeah.
If I remember, I'll grab it later. And then we've got the Free Blades, Amaranthine, which is a cool one. I've always liked that one. I'd love to paint that colour scheme.
It's like an Emperor's Children colour, that, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like a red.
It's a really purple,
red.
pinky, purpley
Yeah.
Amaranthine colour.
Yeah.
So that's the colour of Amaranth. And then we've got Crimson Reaper. It looks pretty cool. He's an old one. We've got Doric Arachnus. I'm sure that's one that appeared in White Dwarf. That's very cool. All these, it's got the arachnid, like Spider-Man, going on there. We've got the Green Knight. There he is. Cool.
Wasn't he in one of the stories? Or am I thinking of something else? You know, the
Alwick Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one from the Red War.
That's
He's
it.
the guy that
That's the one. Yeah.
So he's very. I like this guy. Yeah, I like him. I'd like to do the whole Free Blade company. That'd be awesome because I could do it as one of the colour schemes, and a couple of new ones there. I don't remember those ones. That's cool. Someone's painted that on the back. That must be the Games Workshop one. There's a picture of that one on the back. His mask has actually been smashed.
All right.
It's actually on the model as well. So
Wow.
I think it was in White Dwarf too.
Okay.
And then we've got Midas Almighty. Yay. And Retribution Incarnate. Then we've got the Obsidian Knight there. And the White Warden. The last member of the House of Delago. From Alwick Prime, from the Red War. So if you've read the Red War or seen our video on it, he features heavily. He's the leader of the house and the only one that survives. Which is why he becomes a Free Blade.
Ah, yes, I remember you telling me about him now.
Equally, over relief, we've got the Scorched Knight. He's also Alwick Prime. All of his heraldry has been scorched off. He becomes a Free Blade too. He's in the story. He's also very cool. And then we've got, which one's this? I'm not going to try and say that name.
Damiento Oshai. Ohashi.
The Unerring. With a strange Nurgle type symbol.
It looks a bit like Vision.
The Vision. It's
The Vision. Yeah,
It's
the Vision.
From Age of Imperial Knights. So, some more pictures. Heroes of Knightly Houses. That's the one I was talking about with the smashed mask. That's the actual picture of him. It's a very cool model, that. I like the way it's been painted. Then we have the Mechanicus ones. That's House Raven. Griffith. House Griffith. Someone's cut the barrel down on that. That does look like it's been cut down, doesn't it? It's not just me.
No, it does look like it's been
And
cut
that's
down,
been
actually.
cut down.
Yeah.
Song off barrel.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then House Terran again. Some Free Blades as the White Warden. So there's a lot of cool ideas for painting your knight models in this. And there's, obviously,
Durantis.
yep, there he is. Love the Witch King's type.
Yeah, I was going to
Symbol
say that
he's got.
before.
You see
It's
that
like
on the,
it's very much like the Witch King.
Yeah, you'll have seen that model loads of times, but I do like that symbol.
It's a nice one.
And then Amaranthine, there he is. Very well painted. And then some heavy metal models. Nice Cadmus and
Tyrannus.
Tyrannus.
Side by side.
new poster boys, or at least the new box art.
Yeah.
Which are our two houses, if anyone doesn't know that already. And then the forces of the Imperial Knights. So this is how we use the Imperial Knights. I'm going to zoom in a bit more so you can have a good read of that yourself, hopefully. There we go. So household detachment. This is how you actually use the knights yourself. You use between 3 and 5 in your detachment. And the only restrictions is they must all be knights. They're all lords of war, 3 compulsory, 2 optional, as I said. You get the Knight Commander benefit, which is re-rolling your Warlord trait. And when you do challenges, you also re-roll failed to hits, which is also a nice little useful thing for the Knight. Especially if it's a close combat orientated Knight, like a Knight Gallant. That would be very useful. You've got Lord Baron, which allows your primary detachment, your Warlord has a vehicle, superior, blah blah blah. You can take one of the heirlooms of the Knightly Houses, the points cost shown. And again, if you're using a Knight Gallant, that's pretty cool because you can upgrade your weapons or your mask to give yourself Rampage, which I'll show you later. Furthermore, you can add 1 to your weapon skill and ballistic skill characteristic of your Warlord. Again, that's a buff either way, whether you're going close combat or ranged. And all the models again, the objective secured ability, so you can take objectives as well. Or you can take them as an oath sworn detachment. Here it is. So this is more if you're taking allies, which is between 1 and 3 knights. And there's literally nothing else to worry about though. That's just how you take them as an ally. Okay, and then we have the Imperial Knights War Gear list. There we go. So these are your heirlooms. Banner of Macarius Triumphant, the Paragon Gauntlet, Sanctuary, Ravager, and Helm of the Nameless Warrior, and the Mark of the Omnisire. Now let's move on. So then we have our unit entry, so I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see more. Okay, so it's 370 points for the Knight Errant, and you come with a heavy stubber, thermal cannon, Reaper Chainsword, Iron Shield, and you get to replace that with a Thunderstrike Gauntlet. You get to replace your stubby with a Melter Gun for 10 and 5 points, and you take a Carapace weapon, which is an Ironstorm Missile Pod, Twin Icarus Cannon, and the Storm Spear Rocket Pod at 30, 35 and 40 points. And that's the theme for the Knights really, because you go into the Knight Paladin, they cost 5 points more. They get the twin, 2 heavy stubbers, rapid fire battle cannon, Reaper Chainsword, Iron Shield, all the same options. And then we get the new Knights, the Knight Warden, which is the same points cost, 375 points, but he comes with the Avenger Gatling Cannon and the Power Fist as standard, and he can upgrade himself, he comes with the Reaper Chainsaw as standard. You can upgrade yourself with Thunderstrike Gauntlet, sorry I misread that, and same upgrades then. So finally you get, not finally, you get the Knight Gallant. If I pull that across here. There we go, I took the tablecloth with me then. 325 points, so the cheapest knights by 50 points. And he can replace his stubber with a Melter Gun and take one of the Carapace options. He comes with a Thunderstrike and the Reaper Blade, Reaper Chainsword. And there he is. So if you want a close combat knight, here's your guy. And then we have the Knight Crusader, which is the final of the knights and the most expensive at 425 points. He's all shooty with the repeating battle cannon and the Gatling cannon, and he can take the same sort of options, replacing the stubber with a Melter Gun. He can replace his thermal cannon with the, he comes with a thermal cannon then, I misread that, and he can replace it with a rapid fire battle cannon for 5 points. So he can pretty much have any of the weapon options as far as shooting goes. So he's a good one if you just want a weapons platform. Stood at the back, or stood mid-range, blasting the crap out of everything. He's your man. So, Exalted Court is the first of the formations. I shall move this up to the camera so you can read the special rules. There you go. So you need 5 Imperial Knights of any type and there are no restrictions. Council of Lords, and there you go. They can each choose an heirloom from the Knightly House. So this is, in essence, what I want to head towards. Having 5 knights that can do this. Just to make you like the sort of like a powerful lord. And you nominate one model to be the High King, and he gets +2 weapon skill and +2 ballistic skill. And he gets the Iron Shield buff as well there. And you also get Knight Commander, which comes as pretty much standard with most of the formations. This is the Baronial Court, and so the one that we'll probably see the most of. You'll need 3 to 5 knights to field this. I've got 2, so obviously the next one I'll be able to field it. And then so on. So this will be the one I'll probably field first because of the amount of knights that I've got. So you've got loads of knights, you can field the others. Or if you buy 3 of the new ones, you can field the next one. But here's the advantages. Knight Commander, like normal. Knight the Vassals. Then the counter attack. Overwatch, there you go, see. And a Lord Baron. You have a good look at that. Feel free to pause the video and have a good look. So, when we have the, how would you say that? Tripartite? You're the Bretonnian player, you should know stuff like this. So this is one each of the new models. And they must be fielded as a single unit, even though it's not normally allowed. And then we have the War Triad. Each knight in this formation has an effect on the other models from this formation as described below. It lasts until the associated, let's move it down a bit so you can actually read it, associated model is completely destroyed. There you go. Then we have the Night Warden, Withering Fire. Enemy units count their courses being 1 point lower. Nice. That Gallant, Wrathful Onslaught. All models in this formation inflict D3 Hammer of Wraths instead of 1. Cool. If you want to go close combat. And Night Crusader, which is
Precision Bombardment.
Blast weapons fired by this formation gain the Twin Link special roll. So if you're just getting into the knights and you've just bought 3 of the new ones, that's the formation to start with anyway. We also have the Gallant Lance. This is an interesting one. This is 3 Knights Gallant. They gain the Crusader and Rage abilities. And Full Tilt. Knights from this formation can re-roll failed charges, which is a nice little bonus. But it gives you one heck of a punch in close combat. So this one is not to be overlooked, I would say.
Not to be sniffed at.
Not to be sniffed at. It doesn't give you a lot by looks of it, but if you think about it, Crusader and Rage. And then, finally, the Sky Reaper Lance, which is at best, to be fair. Basically, 3 knights of any type all have to take the Icarus cannons, which I think are overpriced for what they do. I'd have preferred 4 dice as opposed to 2. But it's not going to stop me from taking them because I like the actual add-on. I've seen it. And it's useful to have because you do need it for anti-flyer ability. But this little gem gives you Sky Reapers, and target enemy flyers. Next from this formation, reroll failed armor penetration rolls. Choose to reroll glancing hits and attempt instead to get get a penetrating hit. But the second result must be capped. Furthermore, when targeting flies or monstrous creatures, next from this formation can reroll failed wounds. So particularly good if you're going up against flyers. Nothing else could be added about that. And it means you're paying for the more expensive kind of cannons on everything that you've got, which is 3 knights, which I don't think is worth the points on 3 of them. But if you're going up in a heavy flyer area, you're going to find that pretty useful. So for me, that's meh, but some people might find that useful. And then we have some more pictures, followed by the Warlord Traits table. Let's get this up. So again, this is your Warlord Traits, which is Landstrider as a 1. Your Warlord and all friendly Imperial Knights within 12 inches of your Warlord can add a bond to the result when rolling the distance they run on their charges. So, yeah. Favourite of the Omnisire. Nominate 1 weapon carried by your Warlord. That weapon has Mastercrafted special rule. However, this cannot be applied to an heirloom. Okay. So if you take an heirloom, that makes that one maybe pointless. You might want to use that on the other weapon. An extra reroll. Yeah. You know, example of a Joust. Your Warlord rerolls failed to hit rolls. You have the assault phases in which it successfully charges into close combat. So if your Warlord is a Gallant, that's the one you want. And then we've got Cunning Commander, your warlord, and up to D3 other friendly Imperial Knights have the outflank special rule. I can see that being useful. Iron Bulk Walk, your warlord can reroll any failed invulnerable save throws of a 1. Useful. And the Knight, what's this one?
Sensual.
Sentinel.
Sensual.
Essential.
Yeah.
Knight Essential.
Knight Sensual.
Knight Essential.
Yeah. It's like Sir Kay out of Camelot.
Oh, that's good. I know what you're on about now. Add 1 to your warlord attacks characteristic. Again, if you're going into close combat, that's the one you want. The Essential Knight. And there we have the Avenger Gatling Cannon, one of the new boys, which will be in a White Dwarf, but there it is, just for you to have a look at. 36-inch range. 6 strength, 3 AP, and heavy 12 with rending, not to be laughed at all by any means whatsoever. That is a nice weapon and I like it. And Iron Storm Missile Pod, range 72, a long range weapon with a strength 5, AP 4, large blast template, barrage. Which is okay, that's not bad, it's nice. And then we have the Rapid Fire Battle Cannon, which has been around since the first Knights. Again, range 72, so if you want to stand back Knight, you might want the Iron Storm Missile Pod on there with this. Strength 8, AP 3, Ordnance 2, large blast. So that's nice.
I like the fact they've got the pictures of the guns and stuff next to
Yeah.
the.
I'm hoping to do that in the next Codex
Yeah,
as well,
it's
so I
quite
can
handy,
identify all the
actually.
weapons.
Yeah.
Storm Spear Rocket Pod, my favourite of the mounted weapons. 48 inch, strength 8, 3 AP and 3 heavy, so that's 3 shots you get with that, potentially nasty shots. My favourite of the handheld weapons, to be fair, still is the Thermal Cannon, 36 inch range, strength 9, AP 1, heavy 1, large blast and melter. I love melter guns, what can I say? And the Icarus Cannon, range 48, strength 7, AP 4, heavy 2, interceptor, skyfire and twin linked. To be fair, I'd maybe heavy 4 and without the twin linked I'd have been a bit happier. But it's still cool, it still does what it still does the job.
Does what it says on the tin.
We have the 2 melee weapons, so big change here, they're a D weapon, nice. AP2 and melee. And the big change, the Thunderstrike Gauntlet, which has been a White Dwarf but it's colossal and it hurls things, so it allows you to throw tanks at people, which I like. That's always a good thing. And Special Issue Warrior, which is the Ion Shield. And we are here with the heirlooms. So we have the Banner of the Macarius Triumphant, which is basically all armies of the Imperium within 12 inches must reroll failed morale tests. There it is. Where is it? Come here. There it is. Then we have the Helm of the Nameless Warrior, which is cool. Gives them rampage. I like that. And we have Mark of the Omnissiah, which is probably even nicer because it will not die special rule. We have the Paragon Gauntlet, which is a mastercrafted version of the Throwy Gauntlet. We have a Ravager, which gives you the Honour of the Fallen ability, which is to reroll failed ones in close combat. So these two very useful on a Gallant again, getting into combat, charging there, ripping things apart. And we have Sanctuary, with a 6+ invulnerable save to the rest of your model, basically, which isn't being covered by the Ion Shield. So very useful. Then we have the tactical objectives and end of the book. So overall, it's a nice book. It's hot on the heels really of the last book. It's only a year since it's been out. But it's got a lot more in it. It's got 3 more Knights, a lot of formations, brings it up to date. If you're a Knights player, you're going to need it. It's that simple. What did you think?
Yeah, nice looking book and everything. Really interesting. I like the bit at the end where they've got the weapons next to the guidance of what they do.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like you say, it's handy to know what you're putting together. Kind of thing, so you can see. Yeah, really interesting. Like it.
Cool. So I hope that's helped anyone who hasn't seen it already, but you probably have. But thanks for watching anyway, if you've watched. And we shall see you soon, hopefully, with some more Knight goodness, some more Star Wars goodness, and some more general board gaming goodness, if you stay tuned for some. And take care, guys. We'll see you later.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.